So, in 5 days, one of the traditions I've noticed that kind of turns over almost automatically is music choice. And what I mean by that is basically almost 24 hours afterwards, or should I say 12 hours afterwards, or even 6 hours afterwards, basically music choice and there are Sounds of the Season channel and one or so other channels, soft rock, pop hits, whatever, they decide to go in the Christmas direction. In other words, they start playing Christmas music. Sounds of the Season more so than the others because, of course, they have to go by what their name, says. They have to basically back that up by saying, hey, the Sounds of the Season, okay, we did our spooky songs and Halloween-related songs. Now we're going to go the Christmas route, and that's what they do. Now, sometimes they will hold off for maybe a day or so, but usually it's within the span of 12 to 6 hours or 6 to 12 hours, if not less, that they start automatically switching over, turning over to Christmas music, to play, for people that like to listen to the music channel stations on the cable providers, or just, cable provider, despite whoever that might be, whether it's Xfinity, Comcast, AT&T, Cablevision, you name it. So they like to basically, listen to them, like, let's say if they're, cleaning the house, working on, some work-related work. Like if you're a teacher, you have to, do reports on students, you have to grade papers, whatever. You like to listen to some music in the background, and instead of, utilizing your devices like Alexa and Google, you instead or even Siri, that, instead you'll turn on the music choice channels on your cable provider, and go to one of them that you feel is appropriate to listen to while you're working or doing whatever you're doing. And in the case of the Sounds of the Season, basically this is going to, hopefully from Music Choice's perspective, get you in the mood to maybe slowly start decorating the house a little bit, try to get a little festive, if you will, for the Christmas season. Now, honestly, I'm sure you could tell a little bit that, we have some Christmas stuff here, but these are the kind of Christmas items my mom likes to keep out a little bit, because of the fact that, hey, she likes to have something out that keeps that Christmas spirit going almost year long. But the major stuff, that takes a while. And when you think about it, that's basically the point as to why music, stations like Music Choice, especially if you listen to them through your cable system, this is mainly what the purpose is, to kind of slowly ease you into that mood to start decorating basically for the season. That's the main purpose. But the question that's always asked, I should say, every year is, is it too early? Should Music Choice, basically, like retail stores actually as well, should they let things simmer? I mean, we're just getting out of Halloween, which is looked at as the pre-start of the holiday season. Sometimes people look at the first as being the pre-start of the holiday season. Well, Halloween is just like the appetizer, and the pre-start is like, let's say, the first entree before the main course. So, people kind of view it like that. The question though they have is, shouldn't they just let it simmer? Shouldn't they just let, everything just, simmer and wait until the time is right, until the time is appropriate enough to, start playing the Christmas music? Again, like I said, it goes to the same thing with retail. Should stores wait a couple months until we get closer to the holiday season to start, really, how should I put it, really start emphasizing on, Christmas and all that and New Year's, because because honestly, I'll tell you from experience, it feels like when you have to work in a retail job, and one of the first things you start noticing, even as early as late July or mid August, you start noticing the people from Hallmark coming in and basically displaying Christmas ornaments. You look at that and you're like, what in the name? It's too early, but hey, they want to get ahead of the curve, because one of the most profitable seasons for a place like Hallmark is, of course, Christmas. So they want to kind of get ahead of the curve when it comes to, like, let's say, going out to the retail stores that they are partnered with and putting out all these decorations for the retail store to sell. But again, again, the question that always gets arised around this time is, should Music Choice, along with retail stores, kind of just let things simmer for a bit, hold off until maybe a week or so later, and then start getting into that Christmas mood, if you will, by playing music as well as starting to display and sell Christmas items and everything for the season. And honestly, I can tell you from experience that, yeah, I think they should simmer a little bit. I think they should wait. But from a retail perspective, if you're selling Christmas items and stuff early, it'll at least get, people, and it'll at least give customers an idea of what to buy, of what to utilize, if you will, in the long run. Like, if they're planning for Thanksgiving, it gives them time to go out and buy the items they need. If they're out and about early. Sometimes basically as well, they'll need some kind of motivation, and Music Choice, I guess, kind of provides that motivation by, playing the Christmas music on the Sounds of the Season channel and some other channels. But honestly, and I know it didn't sound like it made any sense, what I just said, or it sounds like I'm rambling. It's early. It's about a little after 8 in the morning. But, honestly, again, I stick by what I said there. I think they should let it simmer a little bit. I mean, I'm okay with maybe a few Christmas songs peeking through here and there. That's not a problem. But rotate it, mix it in, so that, people could, not feel like, the holiday season's, rushing upon them and everything, because, let it take its time, let it simmer, let it come to a boil, as they would say. Because, again, when people look at Halloween, they look at that as being the appetizers, before the big banquet. And then when they look at the 1st of November, they look at that as the first entree of that big banquet. And then as we build, on and go forward day by day by day, the more closer we get to things like Macy's, Thanksgiving, which of course you can count down to with the Thanksgiving Day Parade for Macy's on the website, as well as, Thanksgiving itself, that the closer we get to that, obviously the closer we're getting to Christmas. And again, if you just, let it take its time, let it simmer, and maybe about a week after, let's say, Halloween is, over, then, in my opinion, that's the most appropriate time to really go into full swing with the Christmas music as far as Music Choice is concerned. And it's also really a good time to really start emphasizing and, on selling and displaying Christmas items and holiday-related items and all that for the season. Don't be in a hurry. Don't be in a hurry to trying to get it out there and get people to buy things, because it'll make people feel like you're trying to push the holiday season onto them way too soon. And they basically want it to take its time and everything. They want it to, basically simmer and come to a boil till it's ready to, be displayed and be listened to and all that. So, again, I honestly do believe they should let it come to a simmer. They should let it boil and wait until it's ready, which would be about a week later, and then go into full Christmas holiday season throttle, if you will, because they've given it time to basically, come to that perfect, mixture, if you will. And in the long run, it allows the people to kind of have a week to settle down, because there's going to be kids, believe it or not, they're going to be hyped up off candy after Sunday night. So you do not want, so basically you're going to want, well, not want, but you're going to want, I should say, a week for kids, not just at home, because there's probably going to be schools taking that Monday off, but you're going to want kids to use that week to, run all that energy, all that candy off before the first full week of November begins. But anyway, though, guys, I know this may have not sounded any sensical or anything, but I just wanted to come on here and give you my thoughts on that. Also let you know that basically by tradition, that come the 1st of November, 6 to 12 hours later, Music Choice is going to start playing holiday music, on the Sounds of the Season channels, as well as some of the other channels like soft rock channels and pop hit channels. But Sounds of the Season is going to be nonstop. The soft rock and pop hits, they'll kind of be like what I mentioned, Sounds of the Season should be, and that's a bit of a mixture, if you will, of here's regular music and then here's Christmas. That's what they're going to be until after Thanksgiving, until around and after Thanksgiving. So I just thought I'd let you guys know about that. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Comment if you like. What do you think of, Music Choice starting early, basically 6 to 12 hours later? And what are your thoughts as well about the retailers, starting early, almost as early as, late July, mid-August? And do you think both sides should basically take their time and let things simmer and come to a boil a week later and then go full throttle? What are your thoughts? Comment below, live chat during the premiere, which I'm sure you have, hopefully. Check out the Teespring store. Also check me out at patreon.com/bwrosas. Also check me out on VENMO at bwrosas. Check me out at bwrosas discussions on all your favorite audio podcast affiliates except for Pandora. Also check out my Venmo as well if you want to help to donate there. So until next time, guys, I will talk to you later.